I apologize.
You can't just do that! Selfish jerk!
I'd always dreamed of being a real journalist. So, when the big assignment dropped in my lap, covering the royal family and the infamous playboy, Prince Richard of Aldovia, I was ecstatic, even if it meant missing Christmas with my dad. But nothing could have prepared me for the unexpected romance that awaited me at Aldovia Castle. My name is Amber, and this is my love story. I arrived in Aldovia, a whirlwind of excitement and nerves. As I hailed a cab, a bearded stranger swooped in and stole my ride. I was fuming, but there was no time to dwell on it. I hopped into a press van. The press conference was cancelled, leaving us all scrambling for a story. Determined to get the scoop, I slipped past security and infiltrated the castle. Then came the most unexpected turn of events. I was mistaken for Martha Anderson, the new tutor for Princess Emily. Before I could correct the misunderstanding, I was ushered into the royal family's presence. As I stood before the prince, the same man who had stolen my cab, embarrassment washed over me. I stumbled through a clumsy curtsy and in a moment of sheer clumsiness, knocked over a priceless vase. Later during my tutoring session with Princess Emily, I noticed Richard through the window, and I couldn't resist the urge to join him for archery practice. I was smitten. His piercing blue eyes and freshly shaven face, highlighting his handsomeness, caught my eye and ignited a spark of interest within me. As I fumbled with the bow and arrow, I accidentally shattered a window. The embarrassment was palpable, but Richard's amused smile softened the blow. I couldn't help but feel a flutter of excitement as our eyes met. That evening I was invited to a formal dinner. I overheard a conversation between the Prime Minister and the Queen. The Prime Minister expressed doubts about Richard's ability to lead, suggesting that his cousin Simon might be a more suitable heir. Then I walked in on Prince Richard playing the piano. His talent was undeniable. The more time I spent with him, the more I realized there was a depth to him. He wasn't the playboy prince everyone thought he was. As the Christmas preparations began, I discovered a tradition unique to the royal family. Handmade ornaments, each one a memory of the late King Richard. The ornaments were quirky and charming, a testament to the king's eccentric personality. Just when I thought I had a handle on the situation, Lady Sophia arrived. A former girlfriend of Richard's, she had been summoned by the Queen to persuade him to embrace his royal destiny. As I worked on my article, I was caught red-handed by Princess Emily. She had already snooped through my laptop and discovered my true identity. In a surprising twist, she proposed a deal. She would keep my secret if I agreed to write the truth about Richard, revealing that he wasn't the playboy the tabloids portrayed him as. Later, while the family attended a formal event in town, Prince Richard skipped the event to build a snowman with a group of children. It was a heartwarming sight, a stark contrast to his usual royal duties. Then I took Emily on a sledding adventure that led to a spontaneous snowball fight with Richard. As we laughed and played in the snow, I couldn't help but feel a spark of romance. The moment was perfect. Later I followed Richard on horseback. A sudden fright spooked my mount, throwing me to the ground. The dense forest enveloped me, and for a terrifying moment, I found myself face to face with a wolf. Just as the wolf closed in, Richard emerged, a knight in shining armor. He rescued me from the dangerous situation and brought me to a cozy cabin to warm up. As we sat by the fire, he opened up about his fears and insecurities. The constant media scrutiny, the pressure to live up to expectations, and the weight of the crown were all too much for him. He shared a poignant poem written by his late father to his mom, a mysterious riddle that hinted at a hidden truth. As we delved deeper into the poem, a spark ignited between us. We were almost lost in the moment, our lips mere inches apart, when the neighing of horses interrupted the magic. While Richard checked on the horses, I stumbled upon a shocking discovery. his adoption papers. The next morning, I was shocked to see Lady Sophia trying to kiss Richard. A pang of jealousy shot through me. Unexpectedly, Richard knocked on my door, asking for a walk. As we wandered the castle grounds, I couldn't resist asking about Lady Sophia. He denied any romantic involvement. And in that moment I wanted to come clean. But he silenced me with a tender kiss. A moment suspended in time. Then, a second kiss, deeper and more passionate, followed. The night of the Christmas Eve ball and Prince Richard's coronation was a whirlwind of excitement and betrayal. I transformed into a vision of elegance, thanks to Princess Emily and her glam squad, my once ordinary attire, now a shimmering gown. As I danced with Richard, I felt a surge of happiness and anticipation. The coronation ceremony began, and just as Richard was about to be crowned, Lady Sophia and Prince Simon stepped forward, revealing my true identity and exposing Richard's secret birth, after finding the documents in my room. The room fell silent, shock and disbelief etched on everyone's faces. Richard, stunned and betrayed, turned away from me. The weight of the world seemed to crush my spirit. As Sophia and Simon seized control, I couldn't help but feel a sense of despair. Had I ruined everything? The airport was a blur of disappointment and heartbreak. I called my dad. As we talked, a piece of the puzzle clicked into place. The mysterious poem, the one Richard's father had written, was a clue, leading to the seemingly insignificant acorn ornament with a hidden legal document, a secret amendment to the law of succession. With renewed determination, I rushed back to the castle, interrupting the coronation ceremony. I presented the evidence exposing the truth about Richard's rightful claim to the throne, and he was declared the true heir. Back in New York City, I submitted my story, only to be met with rejection. Disheartened, but undeterred, I decided to start my own blog, chronicling the true story of King Richard. The blog became an instant sensation, capturing the hearts of readers around the world. On New Year's Eve, as I was cleaning tables, a snowball hit the window. To my surprise, it was King Richard. He proposed to me, and promised to buy my dad a diner in Aldovia, and even offered him a wing of the castle. Overwhelmed by his love and generosity, I accepted his proposal. As we shared a kiss in the snowy street, I knew that our fairy tale was far from over.